Good morning, Super Readers! Thank you for joining us in our Valley PBS classroom. I'm Mrs. Nix.
I'm Mrs. Hammock.
And I'm Mrs. Bang.
This is a place for us to learn, practice, and grow our brains to become even stronger readers, writers, and thinkers. So let's get started by warming up our brains with some
ear training
called Daily Phonemic Awareness. All right, Super Readers, today I want you to turn up those listening ears because we're going to practice identifying words that rhyme, and then I've got a bonus practice. We're going to pick out of the 3 words. 2 of them are going to rhyme, and then we're going to think of another word that rhymes with those 2.
Okay.
Whew, it's a lot.
I love rhyming words.
They are kind of fun. All right, here we go. Here are your 3 words. Can you find the 2 that rhyme? Soon, could, noon. Soon, could, noon.
That was an easy one.
All right, help us out, Mrs. Bang.
Soon and noon, they both say oon.
Can we think of one more word that rhymes
I
with
got it.
soon, noon, and spoon? She's got it.
That's a
Did you
great
think of
rhyming
some
word.
too? What did you think of? That's awesome. All right, let's do another one. Ready?
Okay.
Loose, tube, goose. Loose, tube, goose.
Okay. Loose, goose, they both say oos. You tricked me a little bit though because they all say the ooh sound. I had to really remember what makes it a rhyme.
That's right. So remember, it's that vowel sound and the last sounds at the end of a word that make it so that the 2 words rhyme. So loose and goose, they both say oos.
I have a word.
Can you think of a word?
I have it. I was waiting so patiently because it
were.
was in my head. Moose.
Moose.
Nice.
Loose, goose, moose. Oh, I love it. Did you think of a word at home? Great. Let's do one last one.
Okay.
How about boy to you? Boy to you.
Okay.
I got it.
All right, what is
It's
it?
2
Two
and
and
you.
you.
Because they
both say ooh.
What's a word that rhymes with to and you?
Flu.
Oh,
How about new?
a clue.
That's true.
Oh, we are pretty fancy today. All right, great job. So make sure that you are practicing creating your own words that rhyme because that's going to help you listen for those different sounds. Speaking of sounds, I'm ready to do a little dancing. Shall we dance today?
Yep, I think so.
All right, make sure you've got some space and let's do it. Box of socks.
Yep. That's an interesting song.
That's kind of silly. I like it.
Still trying to figure out why though.
I'm not sure. Have to talk with Freddie.
Clue didn't really help me.
4 for you, 4 for me, and 2 for you.
Oh, okay, but guess what? I heard in that song lots of ooh sounds. Did you guys hear that?
I did too.
Okay,
I
I
did
think we're ready
All
for
right.
our phonics section. Okay.
Okay,
I'll see you guys
See
later.
ya.
See ya.
Okay, super readers, did you guys hear all that ooh in that song? For you, right? All the ooh sound because our sound this week is the ooh sound. So this week we are focusing on the spoon card. Our spoon card makes the ooh sound. Now remember, to help us remember what sound it makes, pretend you're holding a spoon and you're going to be eating some soup, right? You're going to make your mouth round and you're going to say, ooh. Okay, let's practice again. Ooh. How'd you do? Good. Now, the tricky part with that ooh sound is look at all the different ways that we can spell that ooh sound. So let's quickly spell all the different ways we can say ooh. We can spell it with the O-O, with the U, consonant silent E, the U by itself, the E-W, the U-E, the O-U, and the U-I. Now don't get tricked, because some of these spelling patterns can also make different sounds. Okay, that's the other tricky part about this spelling pattern. Now, I have some words up here. Let's call our friends to come and help us blend our words together. Are you ready? Say, friends.
Good morning, Mrs. Banks.
Good morning, friends. Okay, are you guys ready? We have our ooh sound this week. Can you guys help me blend these words with that ooh sound? Are you guys ready? Okay. Now remember, O-O says ooh. Let's practice.
Moon.
Moon. Good job, moon. And that's a word that we wrote yesterday, moon. Good. Okay, let's keep going. We can spell ooh with that U consonant silent E. Ready? This word says
June. June. Oh, I love June because I can go to camp.
I love that. Now, did you notice? Now, do you guys know why we put a capital J for June?
Ooh, I know. It's because it's the name of the month, or it could be a person's name too.
Oh, that's true.
That's right. Good thinking. We call that a proper noun, right? So it's a proper noun, so we need to capitalize it. Good thinking. Okay, let's keep going. That U-E can say ooh. Ready? Let's blend this word.
Glue.
What is it?
Glue.
Good job. Okay, E-W can say ooh. Let's blend.
Ooh. Do.
Good.
Wait,
We had do the other day, but it was spelled with a UE.
You're
so
right.
I don't know.
And I was gonna say that's not do like you need to do your homework.
It's not like your library books are due.
You're right. You know what this do is? So like when you wake up in the morning sometimes, like when we're walking to school, guess what? We always see dew on the grass. And my kids always think it was raining, but I was like, nope, it's just the dew.
Oh, yeah.
You guys see
It comes
that?
up from the ground.
It's the moisture.
It's the moisture.
Oh,
That gets on the grass.
I
That's
didn't
it.
know that's how you spell it.
I like to write my name on the window.
Oh, yeah.
But that gets also tricky because we had do and it was spelled D-U-E. Wasn't that tricky?
That was very tricky.
So remember, depending on what the meaning is, sometimes words can sound the same. Because remember, they all make the same sound.
Yeah.
What sound do they all say? They all say ooh, but they're just spelled differently because they have a different meaning. Do you guys remember what that was called?
Multiple meaning words?
It's not a multiple meaning word because they're spelled differently.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
So these are spelled, they just sound the same, so we call them, you guys remember?
Homophones.
Homophones, that's
I had to
right.
remember. I remembered because I put my hand up to my ear like I'm tucking on the phone.
You're talking the phone.
Yeah.
It's a homophone, that's right. That, and those are words that sound the same, but guess what? They're spelled differently and they have different meanings. Okay, now let's keep going. Ready? Oh, you can say ooh. That help me blend this word. This says
Oof. Youth.
Good job, youth. And UI says ooh, and this says
Oos. Juice.
Good job, and I'm so glad you guys remember that. CE is our soft C that says the S sound. Good reading. Okay, now, can you guys help me blend? I mean, not blend, we just got done blend. Let's build some word, but guess what? Today, we're just gonna focus on that U consonant silent E pattern. How about that?
Okay, that's good.
Just this pattern today. Now, we have the word June, okay? Now, what if I want to spell the word tune? Tune.
Oh. Well,
like I heard it.
It's going to have my favorite letter, which is going to start with a T.
Good.
Yep.
Ooh, and then it has an N.
That's it.
That's right.
T-U-N-E.
Good job. Tune.
Tune.
Like I hear a tune all night. There was a tune playing. Tune. Okay, how about the word rude?
Ooh.
Rude.
Well, that's my favorite letter, the R for Rita.
That's right. And then what was that consonant we heard at the end?
It's a
Rude.
That's a D.
Rude. Good job.
Rude.
And now you guys can spell 2 more words with that U consonant silent E that says ooh.
Oh, that's so good.
How about that? Okay, I'm gonna have my super readers help me read this sentence and we'll practice some more tomorrow.
Okay.
Bye, friends. Okay, super readers. It's your turn. Let's practice what we have been let's practice by reading some of our ooh words in a sentence. Are you guys ready? Okay, clear your throat. Nice and loud. Ready? Soon it will be June and we can cruise. How did you do? Awesome. Now I did not put the words in red, but I did underline to help us know that these words are the words with our ooh sound. So keep practicing. Now, another way to be a great reader is to know your high frequency words. So let's see which word we're going to be learning with Mrs. Havoc today.
Okay, super readers, let's review all 6. Ready? Door, answer, eyes, enough, brought, and busy. Okay, today we're going to focus on the word eyes. These things right here. Let's spell it together out loud. Ready? E-Y-E-S. Eyes. And that's how you spell eyes, the ones you see with. And let's take a look at our sentence. We use our eyes to see. Did you get that? Good job. All right, today I'm super excited because we're going to practice our high frequency words with a game of Go Fish. So I'm going to ask my friend Mrs. Nix to join me. Hello. All right, so I've shuffled the cards and I've given you 3 and I have 3 and we'll have 3 in the middle as our drawing pile. Okay. And so we're going to pick up our cards and look at the words that we have. Okay. And then I'm going to let you go first since you're my guest.
Okay.
And you can ask me for a word that you have and I'll see if I have that as well.
Well, I want to practice just our word that you were just teaching. How about, do you have the word eyes?
I do.
Yes.
So I give that to her. She's going to make a match.
I'm going to set it right there.
All right.
All right, how about the word busy?
Go fish. All right, do you have the word door?
I do.
Ha-ha! Yay! All right, how about brought?
I do not. Go fish.
All right. Do you see how to play? It's super fun. You can play with 1 or 2 other people, and you can add some words that you've been working on to make your deck of cards to practice Go Fish. It's a fun way to practice your high frequency words and play a game at the same time. Today we're going to listen to a story. Oh, I love this one.
I was going to say, it's one of my favorites too.
Click, clack, moo, cows that type. I want you to listen closely, and Mrs. Nix is going to talk to you about the author's craft. And we're going to find out what that means after this story.
Click, Clack, Moo, Cows That Type by Doreen Cronin. Illustrated by Betsy Lewin. Farmer Brown has a problem. His cows like to type. All day long he hears click, clack, moo, click, clack, moo, clickety, clack, moo. At first he couldn't believe his ears. Cows that type? Impossible. Click, clack, moo, click, clack, moo, clickety, clack, moo. Then he couldn't believe his eyes. Dear Farmer Brown, the barn is very cold at night. We'd like some electric blankets. Sincerely, the cows. It was bad enough the cows had found the old typewriter in the barn. Now they wanted electric blankets. No way, said Farmer Brown, no electric blankets. So the cows went on strike. They left a note on the barn door. Sorry, we're closed. No milk today. No milk today, cried Farmer Brown. In the background, he heard the cows busy at work. Click, clack, moo, click, clack, moo, clickety, clack, moo. The next day, he got another note. Dear Farmer Brown, the hens are cold too. They'd like electric blankets. Sincerely, the cows. The cows were growing impatient with the farmer. They left a new note on the barn door. Closed. No milk, no eggs. No eggs? Cried Farmer Brown. In the background, he heard them. Click, clack, moo, click, clack, moo, clickety, clack, moo. Cows that type, hens on strike. Who ever heard of such a thing? How can I run a farm with no milk and no eggs? Farmer Brown was furious. Farmer Brown got out his own typewriter. Dear cows and hens, there will be no electric blankets. You are cows and hens. I demand milk and eggs. Sincerely, Farmer Brown. Duck was a neutral party, so he brought the ultimatum to the cows. The cows held an emergency meeting. All the animals gathered around the barn to snoop, but none of them could understand moo. All night long, Farmer Brown waited for an answer. Duck knocked on the door early the next morning. He handed Farmer Brown a note. Dear Farmer Brown, we will exchange our typewriter for electric blankets. Leave them outside the barn door and we will send Duck over with the typewriter. Sincerely, the cows. Farmer Brown decided this was a good deal. He left the blankets next to the barn door and waited for Duck to come with the typewriter. The next morning, he got a note. Dear Farmer Brown, the pond is quite boring. We'd like a diving board. Sincerely, the ducks. Click, clack, quack. Click, clack, quack. Clickety, clack, quack.
Was that one of your most favorite stories? Because it sure was one of mine. That duck, he's quite a character. Okay, today what I want us to do is I really want us to talk about some of the structure that the author has done for us. And the author has given us some clues. Let's go through and let's read our question today. It says, why does the author let you know that Duck learned something important? We're going to use clues from the text to write what Farmer Brown wanted and what Duck actually did. Are they the same? Probably not, especially as you were listening to the story. So we're going to go through. I've got some graphic organizers here, and I'm going to ask Rita to come over and help us do a little bit of rereading. So, hey, Miss Rita.
Hello.
Hello. Okay, do you want to do a little bit of reading for me?
Yeah, I love to read. You know, that's my name,
Okay.
Rita.
Okay, so maybe we can start over here, and you could do a little bit of reading right here. Can you do that for me?
Yep.
All
He
right.
left the blankets next to the barn door and waited for Duck to come with the typewriter.
Okay, so our first thing here is what Farmer Brown wanted Duck to do. What did Farmer Brown want Duck to do?
Well,
remember?
yeah, I think he wanted to give him the typewriter back.
That's right, so he's just waiting for that typewriter. Okay, here's the question though. what did Duck actually do? So let's find out what Duck actually did.
The next morning, he got a note. Dear Farmer Brown, the pond is quite boring. We'd like a diving board. Sincerely, Ducks. That would be so funny.
So what did Duck actually do?
Instead of giving him back the typewriter, he used it to write a note.
Absolutely. So what did Duck learn? Duck learned something important because he was able to use that typewriter to ask for a diving board. So he kind of seized the opportunity, right?
Yes, that was awesome.
He's a pretty clever little duck, right?
Yeah, I love it.
So I have a writing prompt that I want us to do, kind of pretending like we're the ducks. Do you want to be a duck today, Rita?
Yes, quack.
All right. Let's have you run and grab a pencil, and then you can come and join me over at the writing board.
Okay,
Sound good?
I'll see you over there.
All right, I'll see you in a second. All right, so today we're going to switch gears just a little bit, and we're going to talk about writing a letter. Again, we wrote a letter yesterday, but we're going to write another letter today, and we're going to write it using this prompt here. It says, imagine the farmer wouldn't give the ducks a diving board. Okay, so we just read about how Duck was asking for that diving board. So imagine that he doesn't give him the diving board. Write a letter that he might receive from the animals after saying no. So if Farmer Brown goes and says, you're not going to get those, what might the animal's response be? So friends, you guys are animals. Come on, friends, come help me out. Rita. Absolutely.
Hello.
Hey, Ricky, what do you think the ducks might say to dear Farmer Brown? What do you think that they might say to him?
Well, I kind of like how they began in the books. Maybe we could just use that because I think they could just say, Dear Farmer John. Not John. Dear Farmer Brown.
Brown,
Okay. Swimming in the pond is boring.
There you go. Absolutely. I kind of like how the author did that too. So that's a great suggestion. So swimming in the pond is boring. All right. What else could we say?
But then we could say, we'd like to have a diving board.
Okay, that's great.
Just remind him.
That's what we're wanting, right?
Yeah.
Okay. We'd like to have a diving board. What else could we say?
How about we use what the cows did and said, if you don't put in a diving board, we will go on strike too.
Yeah. Ooh,
That's pretty.
Business.
That's pretty tough talk right there. So if you don't put in a diving board, we will stop laying eggs, right? I think, and go on strike two.
I think you're right, Mrs. Nix, but I must have placed this somewhere. Oh, sorry. We will
That's
stop
okay.
laying eggs, and they're going to go on strike.
All right, that sounds good. So they definitely were pretty demanding. Now, are we all done with our letter?
Oh no, we gotta tell him who it's from. We have to say a closing.
All right, what's our closing gonna say?
Sincerely, the ducks.
Oh, I like it. Sincerely, the ducks.
Yeah.
I love it. Hey, you know what else I love? I love hearing about some awesome books, and we're going to do that right now.
My name is Olivia Huff, and I will be telling you about this great book, Pete the Cat, I Love My White Shoes. It's about when Pete the Cat gets some brand new white shoes, but he steps in some things. And then, does he cry? Nope. He just keeps along and singing his song. So if you want to see this end of this book, you check it out at your library. Bye. Thank you for watching Valley PBS. Bye.
Olivia, you are so sweet. Thank you so much for sharing that with us.
Awesome.
And Such an awesome book.
Yes, it
I love
I had that song stuck in my head. I was like, I love my white shoes, I love my white shoes. And guess what I do? I go, I love my white shoes. That's what I do.
Of course you do, Ricky.
I got a degree.
All right, let's do it.
Okay. What type of bird should you never take to a bank?
To a bank?
A bird,
A bird to a bank?
I really.
Blue jay?
No, hey, Robin! You like to rob the bank, you get
Oh my
Robin.
gosh, you're so silly. Ricky, I love it. Hey, thanks for joining us today on Valley PBS.
Oh,
and
Ricky.
we look forward to seeing you back here tomorrow. Take care.
Bye.